Yeah, catch the baby. Here! Catch the baby!
You've made a lot of movies. You went from experimental artist in New York, which, you know, is right above being a poet, I think, in terms of your career.
Right on par there, yeah.
and now you've made three feature films.
I have. That's true. In about 3 years. 2 of them were, I skipped a year, but then I made 2 in the last year, so.
Right.
I made up for it.
That work, and you are an experimental filmmaker.
Yes.
And then somebody comes to you and goes like, "Oh, she doesn't have any feature-length experience at something comedic."
Yeah.
Might be good.
Right.
And I would never look at your work and go, "Wow, this is funny."
Oh, my previous work?
Yeah. You make the movie, and it does exceptionally well. And you win top prize at Sundance.
Yeah, a couple prizes at Sundance. I got Best Cinematography Award too. Yeah. It was really cool.
so I've always sort of been pained by the fact that I can't mock somebody about that decision.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it actually made business sense.
Sorry to disappoint you. Yeah.
HUMPDAY, one of 16 films in dramatic competition at Sundance this year. Look at you're giddy.
Still pinching myself about that one.
The jury would like to give a special jury prize for excellence in independent cinema to HUMPDAY.
I am so high on Dayquil right now.
And you're nominated for an Independent Spirit Award as Someone to Watch.
Which surprised me even more.
And how do you actually sort of judge your odds on that? Because it's 3 people up for it, right?
1 and 3.
Oh, come on. That's how it goes. Do you think you're going to win? Come on, do you have a good feel?
I have no...
You've had such a blessed career. Come on.
That is such a massive prize.
Yeah.
That would be so, you know, really, I'm trying so hard not to think about it because it would be a real life changer for me, at least for the next 6 months or a year.
I want to get something clear here because you make a distinction between this is not an improvised film.
Right.
And yet the actors came up with all the words.
Yes.
So please,
true.
please explain.
I find that using the word improv immediately, there's a lot of baggage that comes with that word, and people immediately have a certain image of what kind of category your film will fall into. Essentially a scripted film just with extremely naturalistic dialogue was to do a lot of pre-production. You know, every actor knew exactly what their backstory was for their character and the relationships between the characters and what had just happened right before the scene took place. So basic good acting principles. The other step in the pre-production process is that I know exactly what's going to happen, what the through line is going to be, what's the emotional, where are the emotional arcs and the overriding emotional arc of the whole story. I just have a list of scenes and I know what has to happen in each scene. But again, I never just throw them, you know, I never say, okay, here we go, and go, you know. We always are like, okay, now this is the scene where, you know, and the beautiful thing is with HUMPDAY, we were able to shoot in order, which was fantastic because we really wanted each scene to come out of the scene before it. And if something shifted, you know, if there was some emotional shift that happened because it was like, oh, this character wouldn't do this, he would do this, you know, then we could shift the scene that came after it, which was just amazing. It was the most sort of organic experience.
It's amazing and almost unheard of. Yes. Nobody really treats sequentially.
No, it's very impractical, but boy, did it help. Yeah. It really helped the film.
What are you doing? Oh, hey. Hey, sweetie. It's Andrew.
I've been living in San Cristobal de las Casas down in Chiapas, and I started...
Where?
What?
I'm so tired.
I'm tired too. I was hoping you were gonna say that. I felt like it was time for us to,
It's been a while.
Get back on a page.
Hump Fest.
Fest, you know, the amateur porn
Oh yeah, yeah.
festival.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I'm making
You're gonna make an art film. Okay.
An erotic art film.
You're freaking out about this. You go talk to Anna and you come back to me and you say it's on. Just erase what you just said.
So you're telling me right now it's on?
It's on.
It's not Hump Fest, is it?
I need you to tell me why you're doing this.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
But in the time that you've been here,
Yeah.
how have things changed and improved?
I love it in Seattle. I absolutely love making movies in Seattle. I love the, you know, what I like the most, I think, is just the community. I feel like, I just feel all the support from other filmmakers, and there's a very deep bench of talented crew and to draw on. And
Well, that's a fascinating thing, because I moved from New York around the same time out here.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that New York would have everything you could possibly need.
Right.
But Seattle actually does offer opportunities that other places don't.
It does, and there is much to be said, at least in my circumstance, in my case, for being a slightly medium-sized fish in a smaller pond. You know, there are a lot of people trying to be filmmakers in New York City. A lot. So the competition, there are a lot of resources and there are a lot of grants and there are a lot of this and that, but there's just so much competition that it's very difficult to get a foothold, you know. But it wasn't until I moved back to Seattle after almost a decade of filmmaking that I really felt like I was able to come into my own as an artist.